Tim, I got a question here because you've played the NHL, coach of the NHL at every level. How can Darryl Sutter, who I'm gathering is the consummate old school coach, achieve what he achieves at this level pretty consistently?
I think I know Darryl. I know most of the Sutters and don't know Darryl real well. But for starters, salt of the earth people. They're honest with their players. I've never been in a locker room with Darryl, but some people would say brutally honest. And but I think what comes shining through with him is A, he's an intelligent hockey guy. B, he's direct and honest with the players, which all players really respect and want. We all have different ways of maybe delivering that, but I think that's the essence of his success. Is he's a good person, he's a caring person, he's a passionate hockey person, he's a knowledgeable hockey person, and he's direct and honest with his players. And so even though I'm sure, as on every team, I'm sure there's some players in the locker room thinking, well, I'm not sure I like the way we're doing this or that, but he's able to sell it and market it to them. He's had success, and so they buy in. And I think it just comes down to that, and some honesty, integrity, some basic hockey knowledge, and being a good person. It's
I
really, really important.
I asked Rico about him, because he's coached with him a lot.
Yeah.
And I know the perception everybody has is that he plays a trap and old, he does all the modern team play stuff. But I asked Rico, just said he just insists on hard work, and he talks about hard work all the time. And that's his mantra. And he sells it, and everything's based on it. And I guess his practices are short and very difficult. And so Rico says nothing special. He just pushes hard work all the time, and that's what he wants the players to do. And that's something you can do as a player.
And I think that's a great point, Tom. And I think the most important part of that, it probably Wally, and again, maybe one of the keys to his success is there are lots of coaches out there that preach hard work all the time. The key piece is the accountability part, and I think he's really good at identifying somebody who's maybe lacking in the work ethic part, and then B, holding them accountable by bringing that to light, and most importantly, maybe reducing ice time or changing their role if they don't comply. And that's what I think that's a sticking point for a lot of coaches is, hey, Jordan Fenton's our best player. I can't reduce his role from a top line to a third or fourth line role, because then we won't win, because Jordan's going to score for us. Well, what Darryl does, as he clearly has done, is, hey, if you're not working, if you're not doing this, if you're not doing that, I can't have you on our first line. You got to earn your stripes. And I think in a nutshell, that's probably what Darryl does extremely well. And again, I think every player understands that, recognizes that, and feels that accountability, and that's where his success lies.
I just repeat that. I'm looking at Shillington and the Finnish kid who isn't playing now. He's the guy, Välimäki. And I've always liked when Shillington came in at the very first practice, I really liked him. I thought he had off the chart skating and pretty good hockey sense. And he's been hanging around a long time. And to see Darryl incorporate him into the role that he morphed into to build that belief and confidence, and he has to deal with others who might be upset about they're not getting that role. he really does an amazing job at that kind of thing, and it boils down to honesty and hard work and accountability. Those words you mentioned, Tim. And years ago, when the Sutters were playing, and you were skating at conditioning camps, we used to do over and backs. They were called wallies, where you do push-ups and sit-ups in between in 5 sets. And we also would do 2 hard laps and make sure you finish to the end. And I related that in a I call it the Sutter drill. When you do 2 hard laps, and if you send your players on 2 hard laps, Jordan, at practice, watch where they start and watch to see how many finish where they started from. And the point made is the real serious players, they need that message is you go past that line. And the Sutters always went past that line. There was just no question, but it's something that I think average players have to learn. You got to push yourself to be better than you were, and they know how to do that. It's amazing. So much respect for the family and for what they've achieved in the game, and it's the values, the work ethic and the respect, the honesty, the accountability. It's everything we want to see in our kids. So kudos to Sutter and Tim. At the 1 hour and 29-minute point of this session, I'm going to edit this and this part out. And Tom's thoughts, your thoughts, I'm definitely going to throw it out to the public and to the Flames. I hope they can keep it up. And Darryl can maintain his approach and the players keep buying in because they deserve a better result. Yeah.
And I might add for all the minor coaches out there, again, something we've talked about a lot in the past. It's so easy for us as coaches to look for players who maybe are being what we consider lazy or not are not utilizing the work ethic that we want. But our approach with the Danish team from day one has been to look for the examples of work ethic that we want the team to embody, whether it's F1 with their feet moving on the forecheck, whether it's 1 or 2 or 3 people giving us a great 100, 200-foot feet moving back check effort, whether it's winning a race to the puck by just sheer will, whether it's winning a battle, blocking a shot. Like, that's where your focus needs to be as a coach, is recognizing and rewarding those type of effort plays, because and almost every video session before almost every game, we include those races, those battles, those back check, those forecheck executions, those block shots, because everybody wants to be on those videos. And by looking for the positive examples to reinforce and openly acknowledge, you get more of it and you get the buy-in. Yeah. So
just related to minor hockey, Tim, what you're talking about, it's elite. It's what the best coaches do. But the problem in minor hockey, coaches don't do that. They do what is the poorest excuse in coaching: shorten the bench. They pick the best players. They put them on the power play very early. Everybody falls into said roles. And they manage the bench for the result, not development, especially in the first half of the season. Players don't feel a part of the team. So they're creating entitled players. Drafted players are entitled players. They play junior A and they might get 3-minute shifts. and they might also get double shifted on the point on power play if they're a forward. And I talked to Darryl Belfry about Sam Steele playing in the Memorial Cup, and that's the way they coach, and that's the way minor hockey coaches coach for the end result. And to me, you're not developing character, qualities, life skills that the teams that do win will, develop because they coach the right way. So that's sort of the message I'm going to edit out of this. It's going to be just a pretty good 10-minute edit that I'll share privately, and I'll share the full thing. But thanks a lot, guys, for coming on. And next weekend, I've got an appointment on Thursday. But Tim, I hope you can initiate a call, and if you wanted to bring Barry on, I'll talk to you when I get back from my hometown. And Barry might want to come on because it's that short-term thing. There might be takeaways for you and your environment relative to the tidbit meetings you have. When I did the curriculum for Hockey Canada, I revised it for a year, and it was too long. I was told to reduce it. So there were actually 8 practices, Jordan, in the POE program at the tryout camps when you got down to 40, and then when you got down to 20, until you went to the games, and your actual number of practices was 8 times. So I designed 8 practices because the powers to be, it was too complicated. And I thought in the female program, coaches could experiment with the large curriculum. But I've got those 8 practice plans for short-term competition. And of course, I'm not sure what's being done with them, but it's all about getting better and keeping on swimming. So thanks very much, everybody. And Tim, thank you very much for giving me a ride last night. I can drive today, so I'm good to go and pick up meds. I had some good news today. I had a liver by ultrasound, and I got a letter today that said it's negative. Everything is good. So that's the first good news in a while.
Awesome. And
That's
sort of,
Wally.
yeah, and awesome. Next week, before you jump off, I'm in Ontario, and I may or may not be able to get on, but if I can, I certainly will. I'd love to hear. So whenever Barry gets on, be sure you record it, Wally, because I would love to hear about his experience. So this was good. Thanks for listening, guys, and everybody else out there. And I'm glad I got back on.
Congratulations, Tim.
Been out. Thanks very much, Tom. It feels really good. I feel very happy. I mean, I actually emailed Doug Dirks yesterday and said, "Hey, Doug, you're usually on the Olympic coverage, and it's such a terrific story. First time for Denmark in the Olympics, both men and women. Really great experience, and we've got 4 or 5, maybe 6 girls who 8 years ago were playing in the sea pool, and now they're going to the Olympics. It's a terrific story. If somebody at CBC wants to run with it, so it'd be interesting to see if they want to take us up on that. But thanks a lot, guys. It's been good news story.
Try global as well, because Linda Olsen, she's from Danish descent.
Oh, is she?
Danish. Yeah.
Oh, I'll have to let her know too then. Okay, we'll see you. Hopefully see you next week, guys. Thanks.
Yeah, see ya.
Okay, see ya. Take care.
Just call Wally if you need anything.